Boy, I tell you, man. It's a cool world, man. It's a crazy world we living in, bro. But somebody gotta tell somebody gotta tell it. Uh, Somebody gotta tell it, man. Let me go ahead and get this video shared out. Let me go ahead and get this thing checked out, man. Share it around a little bit. Uh, it's, man, I tell you, boy, I don't get it, man. Like, what is this world coming to, man? I don't know what this world coming to, but sometimes, what's up, OG? Sometimes you gotta ask yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that's going on out here when you get jammed up, is it worth it? Uh, Man, let me share this video out, man. This right here, bro. This is sad. This is a sad story, bro. This is a very sad story. And but sometimes some of the stories like that, man, you gotta cover, you gotta talk about it because it's all about spreading awareness, man. And as y'all can see, I'm outside. I'm sitting outside, man, trying to trying to make some sense of this situation, man. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make some sense of it. A lot of people may say, what I'm saying, the system the system got it wrong, or it failed us, and this and that, the third, man. I just don't know what to say about it. You know what I'm saying? All I could do is just sit here and just, give y'all my analysis, what I'm saying, how I feel about the situation. But ultimately, at the end of the day, man, you gotta always, you gotta blame the parents, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta blame the parents, bro. And the reason why I said that is because if they don't allow these kids to get caught up in the streets or the street life, man, or imitate these certain type of characteristics around them, then they don't have to worry about their child growing up, getting caught up in ABC, XYZ. But it's happening, and it's happening at an all-time high, bro. And we just got to step up, and we got to do something about it. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. It's a sad story, man. I sympathize for this kid, man. We talking about a 15-year-old kid that was just sentenced to life in prison, man. Life imprisonment at the age of 15. And sometimes, the system could have it wrong, man. Sometimes they spot on and sometimes they not. And so with that being said, I don't feel as if giving this young guy life in prison was the right choice. I think they might have got it wrong. And that's just my personal intake. Some of y'all guys may think different. Y'all may feel like they got it right. But me personally, myself, I think they gave him too much time, because sending this kid to prison for life at the age of 14, how's that gonna happen? That's not gonna happen, bro. That's just making this situation even worse than what it is. But yeah, let me finish sharing this video out, man, so I can go ahead and get into this live stream, man, because it's one of those crazy situations. Like I said, you never want to see anyone going through what this kid is about to go through. We talking about at the age of 15, sentenced to life in prison. And my thing is, I don't think sending this kid to prison for life, how you doing, sir, is gonna benefit. I don't see no growth and development, or none of that. It's just I'm gonna say it like this right here. Colt Gray, his parents, his parents should have been sent to prison for life, not him. His parents should have been sent to prison. And as y'all can see, guys, I'm sitting out here in the parking lot early this morning. Man, giving y'all a live stream, giving y'all a live update. You know what I'm saying? That's not for you to judge. What you mean that's not for me to judge? Of course it is. We talking about a 16-year-old kid that went and shot a high school up, bro. A 15-year-old kid that shot a high school up. You know what I'm saying? And this is a constant thing, bro. It's like we are constantly seeing kids shoot off high schools. And I'm trying to figure out, like, the question is, what did this kid get access to this gun? What did he get this gun from? Where did he get the ammunition from? Like, all this stuff, it makes you wonder, you know what I'm saying? Like, the parents should be held accountable, not the kids. Sending someone to prison for life at the age of 15, that's not happening, bro. It's not gonna make it no better. You know what I'm saying? And that gentleman right there served. He served, bro. He served in the services and whatnot. But I just feel as though the system got this one wrong. I think Colt Gray should have received some time, you know what I'm saying, for his actions. But do I think he should have received life in prison? Absolutely not. Because, again, giving this guy life in prison is not going to change nothing, bro. It's not going to change the fact that this guy was failed. His parents failed him. They failed him as parents, man. You know what I'm saying? They should be held accountable for what he done. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, you have a lot of people out there that may totally disagree with that. But I want to give a backstory on this, man. I got to give y'all the backstory. Colt Gray sentenced to life. So, 1 second. I got to give y'all the backstory. Y'all got to get the backstory of it. I don't just want to sit here and give you, you know what I'm saying, something and not all of it. I want you to see it for yourself. I can't make it up if I can show it to you.
Next up, I want to take you out to Georgia just moments
in
ago.
Georgia.
The Appalachia high school shooter Colt Gray was just sentenced to life without parole. Judge Nicholas Prim handed down the sentence following 3 days of testimony and arguments during Gray's sentencing hearing. The ruling came about an hour after the court went to recess following the closing statements. Let's listen in to this sentencing.
14 years of age. Those who appear regularly in front of me have often heard me lament about the difficulty in sending a young person to prison.
Right.
And here, as everyone understands, the minimum sentence is life with parole. Now, the appellate courts have said that children are constitutionally different from adults for purposes of sentencing. That stems from an understanding that juveniles aren't fully formed cognitively.
They're not.
Hallmark features of a juvenile include immaturity, impulsivity, recklessness, the failure to appreciate risk and consequences. Because of these factors, the Supreme Court says that the Eighth Amendment prohibits the death penalty for
cruel and
juveniles.
unusual punishment.
The Supreme Court also disfavors life without parole for juveniles, declaring it to be a constitutionally forbidden, disproportionate sentence in all but the rarest of cases. Life without parole is thus authorized only for youthful crimes reflecting permanent incorrigibility. Life without parole is barred for crimes that are born out of a transient immaturity of youth. Now, I recognize that with your guilty plea, you've assumed responsibility for your crimes. You have made a lengthy and public trial unnecessary. I also recognize that you were failed by each of your parents.
Yep, I just said that.
Your extended family.
The judge just agreed with me.
You've been failed by a society that can't stop propagating this misguided value in online cultures and social media, rather than making genuine interpersonal connections and relationships. But that failure does not absolve you from who you chose to idolize, worship, and become. 4 lives were stolen, 2 of them really just beginning, and it wasn't done out of fear or anger. You weren't being bullied at Appalachia. It wasn't done out of hatred. You didn't even know anyone at that school. It was done for the infamy of it. Now, your childhood instability and neglect would explain or mitigate.
Hold up, guys. Hold up. Y'all see, I done came inside, right? I decided to come inside, right? I totally disagree with this judge already. I disagree with this judge because that child, he just admitted it. The child was failed by his parents and society and social media. Do I think this guy deserved life in prison without the possibility of parole? Absolutely not. I think this kid should be given a second chance. Good morning, Miss Brown. Don't blame society. Take responsibility. You got to blame society, man. We got to blame society, and we got to blame the parents. I'm going to finish letting y'all listen at this live stream, but we're going to walk around in here a little bit, right? I need to get me some air because it's hot outside. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I ain't got no AC in the car and whatnot, so I'm just out here walking around, looking around. How you doing? This gentleman was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole at the age of 15. And y'all mean to tell me that the system got it right, that the system is justified for giving out such a sentence to this young kid? I don't agree with that. I think this kid should have been given a second chance due to the fact that we all know and understand that his parents failed him, bro. The parents failed that kid, bro. Come on, man. We talking about a 15, and at the time of the shootings, from my understanding, the kid was only like 15 years old. 14 years old at the time of the shooting. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I feel as though the system didn't get it right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all may disagree with me. I get that. Everybody's entitled to believe whatever they want to believe. But me personally, myself, based on the story that I've read and the information that I have accumulated, I strongly feel as though that the parents of Colt Gray should have been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, and this young gentleman should have been given a second chance. You got to think about it, man. We talking about a 14-year-old kid. His brain is even not fully developed. You know what I'm saying? He don't even really know right from wrong at this point. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, how could you guys be so harsh and come on live and say that this kid deserved what he received? I cannot agree with that. I totally disagree with the sentencing that the judge, Appalachian State in Georgia, imposed on this kid, bro. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? This is a young kid, bro. We talking about a young kid. Look at this right here. Look at this.
Off in one of those problematic places that Dr. Richards testified about. But planning, fantasizing about, visualizing, and executing a school shooting don't put you in a problematic place. It puts you in an unredeemable moral wasteland. Your crimes do reflect permanent incorrigibility, and I will sentence you to life without parole for each of the malice murders that you committed.
That's bad.
You understood the horror of what you were going to do. You studied the trials of those other shooters. You even critiqued the victim statements given in those cases, and yet you did this anyway. You wrote, "I want to make history. I want people to remember the pain I caused." And there you succeeded. The pain that you visited upon this community is unlikely to disappear in my lifetime. You do not seem to be tormented by what you did. You seem to relish following in the footsteps of the murderers you idolize. You aren't racked with guilt. You're proud of yourself. Less than a month after the tragedy, you weren't concerned with the horror you wrought, but rather with finding out which mass murderers they were comparing you to. A youth may fail to consider the harm his rash actions inflict before acting. But you did consider it. You studied that pain when you researched the trials of your profane idols. You contemplated that pain over and over. This wasn't transient immaturity. It was deliberate, contemplated evil. You were all too aware of the court outcome of those mass shootings because you studied and obsessed over them. You know that the Aurora Theater shooter received life without parole. Nicholas Cruz received life without parole. Ethan Crumley, a juvenile, received life without parole.
So this is what his judge went wrong at. Ethan Cruz and all those other guys, they ain't got nothing to do with this case right here, right? And my thing is this here, the internet, right? That's why I feel like certain stuff on the internet, kids do not need to have access to be able to see, because basically they saying that this kid was literally studying on past school shooters and decided to carry out what they done to, like, for us imitating their characteristics by shooting up the school that he was attending. At the end of the day, man, 4 lives was lost. You know, that's something that we cannot disagree. 4 people was killed as a result of Colt Gray's action. I get that part. The family is hurt. The family is torn up, so on and so forth, etc. But at the end of the day, this is still not, for me, and to me, this is not justifiable. This is not justification. That judge had no rights to take that kid's life from him forever. He should have been given an opportunity, right? Given the opportunity to rehabilitate himself. Because there are programs in the prison, in the penal system, that offers rehabilitation to people like Colt Gray. I mean, we talking about a 15-year-old kid. We not talking about an adult, somebody with a mind that's fully developed and, you know, understand right from wrong and so on and so forth, etc. We're not talking about a person of that stature. We talking about a 15-year-old kid that was, what, 13 at the time of this alleged incident? And you mean to tell me that you feel as though that this guy does not deserve a second chance? Of course, everybody deserves a second chance at life. But this judge had already had his mind made up that he wanted to make an example out of Colt Gray. He wants to be known and recognized as the person that took the life away from this kid, which is not right. I do not agree with nothing that this judge had to say on that stand. This judge did not get it right. He missed. I feel as though Colt Gray should have received maybe 20, 25 years in prison to give him an opportunity to grow and to rehabilitate himself and get himself back together. You know what I'm saying? God is a forgiving God. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's entitled to a second chance in life. And I strongly do feel as if this is what should have happened. Colt Gray should have been given another chance. And me personally, myself, I hope his attorneys are planning on appealing the decision of the judge, because we talking about a juvenile. We talking about a juvenile. We talking about a young kid. Again, we're not talking about an adult, man. We're not talking about somebody experienced in life, somebody that been around 25, 30, 35, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? We talking about a fucking juvenile. Not even a juvenile, really. You know what I'm saying? I can't listen to you. You ain't got to listen to me, bro. You don't have to. I'm not telling you to listen to me. I'm speaking facts. We talking about a kid. Everybody deserves a second chance in life. God give us second chances, right? You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't want to hear nobody coming on here trying to contest what I'm saying. The guy is not an animal. He's not an animal. His parents failed him. The parents should be held accountable. You know what? Let me put a poll up, see what the people talking about. I'm gonna see what the people's talking about. I don't want to hear nothing that y'all talking about, cause a lot of y'all gonna sit there and disagree because I'm giving y'all my analysis. Like I said, we talking about a kid, man. We talking about a kid. You know what I'm saying? What if that was your child? You would feel the same way that I feel right now. You would be saying, well, they could have gave my child a second chance, blah, 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 blah. But just because it's not your child, you want to comment, you want to disagree on something because, again, your child has not been victimized. Because I strongly feel as though Colt Gray has been failed by his parents, by the internet, by society, and the judge. The solicitors, the prosecution, all of them failed that kid, bro. That kid was failed. I mean, I'm being honest. I'm giving you my honest opinion, my honest analysis based on what I've accumulated, based on what I've read on this story. The guy has been failed all the way around the board. And listen at this judge right here. He don't make no sense. I mean, I can't make it up. Just listen at this clown.
Yet you were not dissuaded. Your plan was not hastily hatched. It was a slow boil simmering more than a year's time. You savored the thought of it, you visualized it, and you fantasized about it. You broke it down step by step in visualizing what you were going to do. The thought of mimicking these other mass murders is what brought you joy. Now, for the rest of us, there is no joy here today. There's only a measure of closure. The slain will not return to life. The injured will not forget their wounds, and a 16-year-old boy will live and die in prison. You have certain post-plea appellate rights I need to inform you of. You have a right to file a notice for a discretionary appeal within 30 days of today's date. You can have a lawyer represent you for that, but you are not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You have a right to file a motion to withdraw this guilty plea because it's less than 30 days since the before the term of court ends. You have to file that within 30 days of today's date. That would be to correct a manifest injustice. You do have a right to a court-appointed attorney for that post-plea appellate right. If you need a court-appointed attorney, you need to promptly apply for one so that one can be appointed to meet that 30-day deadline. You also have a right to file a petition for habeas corpus to challenge any legal errors in the proceeding, any violations of your constitutional rights. That is a civil proceeding for which you do not have the right to court-appointed counsel. Each of the malice murders will be life without parole, concurrent to one another. The felony murders and the related aggravated assaults for those all merge as a matter of law. Each of the aggravated batteries will be 20 years to be served in confinement consecutive to the life without parole. The aggravated assaults and the cruelty to children that do not otherwise legally merge will be 20 years concurrent to the life without parole. Is there anything else I need to address?
Yes, there's a whole lot you need to address. You just failed that kid. Giving that kid life without parole at this young age, bro, that's wrong. The system just failed that kid. They just failed them tremendously. I can walk around in Walmart and ask these people, and they would say the same exact thing I'm saying. This kid has been failed, guys. When I walk in this section right here, when I come over here in this section right here with the toys and stuff at, man, the beach balls, the kick balls, the footballs, you know, the tennis rackets and all this stuff here, man, the tennis balls, I think about this little kid, bro. I think about this little kid that just got sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. That's what I think about. Look at all this stuff around here. Just look at it. Let's go over here in the section where the bikes and stuff at. You see this? This is what I think of. I think about this little kid as I walk through here. This is exactly what I think of. And that judge was heartless. That judge was cold-hearted. His sentencing, his judgment was cold and calculated. He's an evil bastard. He's an evil piece of shit. And that kid did not deserve, again, to receive life in prison without the possibility of parole. Hooly hoop through the Cheerios. You see all this stuff right here? When I see all this stuff, man, I think about this kid, bro. I'm thinking about this little kid right now. Don't even have the opportunity to grow up and do this kind of stuff to see that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I know it may not mean nothing to a lot of y'all. I get that part. A lot of y'all might not even care about what I'm saying. You don't care about it. I get that part because, again, it's not pertaining to your kids. So, you know, who gives a fuck, right? That's the mentality. That's the mindset that y'all have. But I'm going to stay over here, and I'm going to stand over here, and I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight for these kids. I'm going to fight for these kids, bro. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight for them because, like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't. See, y'all looking at the nature of the crime and the offense. I get that part. You know what I'm saying? I get that part. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lost their lives. 4 people that's never coming back. I understand that. But at the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. The guy was failed. The kid was failed by his parents. And this motherfucking judge, man, listen at this coward ass judge. I want y'all to listen at this coward ass judge.
Yes. All right.
That's him right there. Look at this. That's a kid, man. Look at that.
We're adjourned.
That's a kid, man. They putting handcuffs on a kid. That is a kid, bro. Are y'all serious? Do you mean to tell me that this judge was that cold-hearted enough to lock this kid up for the rest of his life? Donald Trump should give him a pardon. Donald Trump should pardon him now. Just because of that, he should be pardoned. I get it. People lost a lot of loved ones. There was 4 lives taken. I get that. You know what I'm saying? And do I feel like, am I saying that he didn't deserve nothing? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he didn't deserve any time. I'm just saying he should have been given a second chance to rewrite his wrongs. That's what I'm saying. A second chance. What was he charged with? 4 counts of aggravated murder, man, in the first degree. They gave him 4 counts. They charged him 4 counts of aggravated murder in the 4th degree. Messenger, he's a kid. Messenger, he's a kid, but he did a grown-up crime. Those are consequences for his action. Miss B, you know what? I respect that, Miss B. I definitely respect what you said. I respect that. I respect that. I'm not gonna sit here and try to contest what you or anybody else is saying. I just strongly feel that the kid should have been given a second chance. That's all I'm saying. You know, don't take his life away from him. Because see, now you have 5 people, you know what I'm saying, that we lost. I don't think he deserves a second chance. Sorry, I just don't. Oh, well, I mean, listen, you the moderator, you know what I'm saying? I respect what you saying, but I don't agree with it. That is a kid. We gotta think, man, we talking about a kid, bro. You know what? I can walk around at Walmart right now, and I think I might just do that. I think I might just do that. I might just see what the people think about it. I'm gonna see how the people feel about it. I think that's a good idea. If y'all think that's a good idea, get me up to 50 likes real fast if you think that's a good idea. If you think that's a good idea, get me up to 50 likes, and we'll make that happen. We will make that happen. Come on. Come on. Yeah, get me up to 50 likes. We're gonna walk around and ask the people. He don't raise his own child, but what you mean? Man, get the fuck off of my shit, dick sucking ass nigga. Get your dick sucking ass off of my shit. Fuck you talking about. Get the fuck off of my shit. Okay, now, we got 50 likes. Let's walk around and ask the people. Sir, can I ask you a question? A kid, right? Let's say a 13-year-old kid goes to a school and shoot it up and kill people. 13 years old, right? The parents failed that kid, right? Do you think kids like that should deserve a second chance at life? I mean, I'm not saying let them off scot-free, but we talking about a 13-year-old kid that was failed by his parents, by social media, society, whatever the case may be. I think he should have been given a second chance at life, you know what I'm saying, to rewrite his wrongs. Do you agree with that?
Sometimes.
So you're not fully in agreement with what I'm saying because you're saying sometimes, right?
A kid, they gonna do how they raised.
There you go. That's right. They gonna imitate the characteristics of what we displayed in front of them as they was coming up, right?
A lot of them grows up now with one of the parents out of their life.
That part. So in this case, we have a gentleman, Colt Gray, 13 years old at the time, shot the school up in Georgia, killed 4 people. The judge just sentenced him to life without the possibility of parole. I feel as though the judge got it wrong. You should have gave him time, but give him an opportunity, you know, to rehabilitate himself and to come back out in society and try to encourage and inspire other kids, you know what I'm saying, not to take the wrong path that he took. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. These judges,
They don't care.
they crooked as much as anybody else.
But you do support Trump though, right?
Yeah.
Let me get some dap on that. Long as you support Trump, I'm good with that.
This judge lets y'all scot-free, and then
Yes, sir.
The next one, throw the book.
Throw the book at you. And I just, like I said, man, I just strongly feel like the guy should have been given a second chance. I'm not saying just let him walk free. Maybe 25, 30 years, give him an opportunity to think about what he done, get his life together, come back out and be some type of assessment in society.
Look at that shit yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Fauci killed over 1 million. He gonna walk free.
Over 1 million?
Yeah, well, the COVID virus.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't even answer a question yesterday.
That's crazy, man. So what you feel about the war? You think Trump got it right for us, you know, Iran bombing them or whatever?
If he didn't do it, they were going to have a nuclear weapon. There wasn't going to be nothing left over there.
Exactly. And you know what? This is something that I feel like should have been done 40, 50 years ago,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
They
Exactly.
always kept talking about doing it, but
Yep, but nobody, that's right, nobody took the initiative to do it.
Let it get right there 80, 90% of uranium.
Mm-hmm.
You had to do something then.
That's right. But yeah,
You
I
ain't gonna
just,
please all the people.
oh no, you'll never be able to please people, man. Everybody gonna have their own
A lot of
analysis
them
about
just
whatever the case may be. You know what I
make
mean?
them whatever Trump want, they don't want.
That part, that part, that part. But it's good to run into a MAGA, brother.
Like
And I
them Mags,
appreciate you,
full
man.
blooded.
Yes,
I
right.
bought
Full.
that. We decorated the beach
Yes, sir.
for 4th of July,
Uh-huh.
and we got a
Trump train all day, baby.
Trump stand up. I went and bought me one.
Uh-huh.
People come by and want to take pictures with it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, you know, like
I carried it in at night. I said, if it don't, somebody gonna steal it or tear it all to
somebody
pieces.
gonna steal it, and that's gonna be one of the Democrats or
Yeah.
one of them Trump haters. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's wrong with this world.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with
They
it,
was all
man.
for a lot of that stuff till Trump become president. Now they all against.
Everybody voted for him, but now you don't like what he doing. And he simply told us what he was gonna do before he even won the election. He told you what his plans was, man. You know? But like I said, man, society has failed us tremendously, man. You know, I just think every kid, you know, whether it don't matter the crime. If this kid was 13 years old, you got to blame the parents for whatever this kid does. But giving him life in prison without the possibility of parole, you depriving him of the opportunity again to rewrite his wrongs, to rectify and become a better person. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just my personal
We
intake.
adopted our boy.
Okay, you adopted your kid?
Yeah, he wasn't 5 weeks old.
Yes, sir.
But we sent him to college, and he's a veterinarian now.
Okay, so he doing productive, doing something with his life. And that's
But
because
we
y'all was
both-
there to
we
inspire
both
and
got-
motivate him. See, that's the thing about it. That's
We
what
was
people don't
behind.
understand.
With some of that stuff he does, I couldn't have done.
Yes, sir.
Been Vermont.
That part right there.
That's it.
You know, but it was nice meeting you, man, and I appreciate you, you know, giving me your analysis on that. And you have a great rest of your day, brother.
You got to keep judges, like I say, they tough.
Yeah, they are, man. Some of them just they worse than the criminals, man. They evil as hell, they damn selves. That's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? I say to hell with the boy and his father, and prayers for the family and their loss. But hey, Miss B, like I said, I understand what you're saying. Trump failed Colt Gray. No, Trump didn't fail Colt Gray. His mother and father failed him. That's who failed him. And at the end of the day, like I said, right is right, wrong is wrong. The judge was wrong for giving that kid life without the possibility of parole. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's just the bottom line. I'm not gonna change up. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. But, you know, I want y'all to know, right? One thing I do appreciate, I have a moderator in my chat right now. A moderator that's not agreeing to and with everything that I'm saying. And I respect that. I like that. I like that. But, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. This school shooter, Colt Gray, those guns and that weaponry, my energy bill is $600 this month. Fuck Trump. You can't blame Trump for that. You can't blame Trump because you running your own light bill up. No, I'm sure not agreeing. I know that's right, Miss B. I feel you. You done let that be known. But I'm just saying, Miss B, like, I just feel the judge got it wrong for whatever reasons, man. That's my personal, I want to say an opinion, but more so for me, it's like a fact. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like a killer is a killer. I understand that. Take some accountability. I understand that as well. You know what I'm saying? Thank God that's right. Thank God I ain't no judge. You right about that, because you know what I would have did? I would have gave him 20 years in prison. A mandatory 20 though. I would have gave him 10 years for each body, and I would have ran them all consecutive, and meaning he would have had to serve that whole entire 20-year sentence. So he would have been 36 years old when he got out of prison. So did he get it wrong for sentencing a black boy 35 years at 19 years old? Yes. 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 We're not going to be biased. That's for any kid, Miss B, listen, for any kid that committed a crime at a young age. I strongly, and I've spoken, guys, I've spoken on this in the past. Every kid deserves a second chance. I don't care who they are. I don't care what color you are. Every kid deserves a second chance. Because again, if you, let me tell you something. Most of these kids that grow up, they grow up in a society where their parents are not just parents, but they are friends as well. And that's something that we can't have. We cannot have that. You got to be the mother, you got to be the father. Anything extra or additional, man, we can't have that. Because you murder a bunch of people, you're done. Yeah, of course. If I do it, you damn right. If I kill a lot of people, I'm done. Of course, I'm a grown ass man. But that's a child, though. That's a child. Messenger, I'm going to be honest with you. Right? Now, that question that Miss B, in that situation, I am the judge. You know what I'm saying? I am the judge, but we serve a God that is forgiving. I mean, I do. I serve a forgiving God. My God is the most high. You know what I'm saying? My God is a forgiving God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. So if we're going to speak from a biblical standpoint, you know what I'm saying? A child is a product of their environment. Bingo. Boy, you spot on, boy. That's right. God say, thou shalt not kill. You're right. That is in the 10 Commandments. Yeah. That's right, Miss B. That's what I'm just saying. I'm just being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. That's just how I feel. Fuck him up. Not our fault. His parents. What you mean? I never said it was our fault. I'm just saying the parents, listen, if you got kids and if you're not raising your kids or teaching your kids the right way, the proper way, then these are the results. How can you blame this kid for the way you instill whatever you instill within him? How could you blame this kid for coming up the way you brought him up? I'm just saying. Messenger, the father, Miss B, the father didn't get nothing. That's what I'm saying. The kid got sentenced, but the father didn't. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I'm not saying that this kid should have been set scotch-free. I'm not saying that. I just feel like the father and the mother is responsible for this kid's actions. Period. And we all gonna agree to disagree. But for me, this is my story and I'm sticking to it. The father was not sentenced, Miss Brown. He was not sentenced. The father was not sentenced, period. You might be talking about something totally different than what I'm talking about. The father wasn't sentenced. And if you talking about the peoples that was sitting beside him in the courtroom, those was his lawyers. Public, not defenders, but pretenders. Because they pretend to defend the public and they don't. Yeah. So we talking about two totally different things, maybe. We not even talking about the same thing now. We not on the same page. We not on one mind, one accord right now. You know what I'm saying? The kid was failed by his parents, society, social media, and the judge, period. So think about it. God doesn't judge based on society and parent God. Oh, we know what God, we not talking about God. I mean, on God. Man would never be God. You know what I'm saying? And then, we talking about the Bible says, thou shalt not kill. The 10 Commandments, that's a true story. You know what I'm saying? But who am I to judge you, though? You know what I'm saying? God didn't put us here to judge the next person, man. God is a forgiving God. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what type of crime that you commit in life. God is willing to forgive you for that. And I know this. And if you're a strong, firm believer, you should know the same exact thing. But you got to believe in that, though. Some people say they believe and they, in fact, do not believe. You feel what I'm saying? But I believe in God. And I know he's a forgiving God. So it don't matter what you do in life. You know what I'm saying? God is willing to forgive. But you got to be willing to get down on your knees and submit to his will and desire. Because see, I'm gonna tell you right now, if there's something that you're doing that's not in associations with God, it ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna step away from that one. I'm gonna let that linger. I'm gonna let that linger. This kid made his bed. He knows what is right and what is wrong. Y'all don't get it, man. We talking about somebody 13 years old at the time. And like I said, you know, Miss B made some great pointers or whatever. And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But as I walk around up in here, man, look, look at this right here. Look at this right here. Kids. And I think about Colt Gray. I think about Colt Gray every time I see stuff like this. And this is a nice setup. This is a nice display to get for a kid. I'm not even gonna tell you no lie, right? But, and however, and at the end of the day, we still not gonna sit here and allow this judge to justify. If anyone killed my loved one, I would not forgive. Okay, I understand that, Miss B. Then send it to him, trucker. I mean, I ain't saying that. I mean, like, man, we talking about a kid, man. Why are y'all being so cruel and towards these kids, man? Y'all being too cruel. Y'all being a little too cruel. Like I said, at the end of the day, we still talking about a kid, man. We not talking about an adult. We talking about a kid. You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though a kid 13 years old, right? Everybody deserves a second chance at life. Everybody deserves a second chance. How you doing? All right. A 13-year-old can be a parent, not a kid. What about Noah Tate? He is still sitting in jail with no trial, even in sight. Listen, bro. Listen, we not gonna sit here and make this out to be about a color thing, about a race thing, bro. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't give a damn what color you are. I don't care if you green, burgundy, turquoise, orange. I don't give a damn what color you are. Every kid deserves a second chance. That's all I'm saying. That's it. I mean, damn. What about that 19-year-old that he deserves a second chance even though he's not a kid? Because you consider as a grown man at the age of 17. But yes, and again, y'all need to stop trying to make it seem like this is a damn race thing. Colt, I get it. Colt Gray is a white guy. I'm defending the white kid. Now everybody wants to throw black kids in the thing. Like, come on, man. This video is not about no fucking color. It's about kids being misled and failed by their parents. And as a result, I feel as though they all deserve second chances at life. That just it is what it is. Like, damn. What's the point? What's the, I mean, come on, man. That's just like, now I need washcloths, towels, and everything to wash my ass with. Cash App is paying. Cash App is paying. You know what I'm saying? Show some LOVE. They should have gave the 75 years. It's like I said, I'm at the mindset that kids shouldn't be in jail past 30. I mean, I agree with you. Oh, man, my arm is hurting, guys. When I tell y'all, man, my arm is hurting, I need to go get it checked. I don't know if my shit is out of socket or what. Oh, my arm is killing me, God. Ooh. Appreciate that, Miss B, encouraging the people to help donate. Thank you very much. Even though you're not agreeing with everything I'm saying, Miss B, you still encouraging people to help me out, though. I appreciate that. Special home for juveniles, yeah. But the reality of it is, they probably gonna put him somewhere until he turned to a certain age. Yep, and time for you to get that dick out your mouth. Have a good day. That part. Carry on. Agree why those people he killed, they didn't get a second chance. I get that part. Everybody deserves a second chance in life, man. I don't want to hear none of that crap y'all talking about. We are entitled to our opinions. Yes, you are. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. Yeah, just like a butthole. Everybody got one of them. You know? Don't mix adults. Children, what you mean about that? Spiritual forgiveness does not stop the police, courts, or laws of society from punishing the crime. If you want forgiveness, then wait on God. That's right. That's right. That's right. And God is a forgiving God. I don't care what nobody say. The God I serve is awesome and forgiving. The truck, the pressure, washing business, what happened? Run Stokes, man, it's a long story, man. I mean, people, it seems like people that haven't been on my live stream in a long time always come on and ask me questions about something that don't really matter anymore. It really don't. One murder, maybe a second chance, 4 murders, life sentence. Yeah, Joseph, get up out of here. Where you at? Get your ass up out of my, get your ass up out of here. LOL that. Yeah, get your ass up off here. Come on my live stream questioning what I'm saying. I'm gonna say what I want to say. This is my live stream. Kick you out for. How am I harassing customers and I'm talking to y'all guys? Do y'all see anybody on here with me? Y'all don't see not one person on my camera but me. You know what? Get your dumb ass up off of here too. Go with the rest of them. See, it's always some ignorant people that come and say ignorant stuff. Ignorant, always ignorant people. Y'all are something else. Oh man, y'all are something else. Oh man. But guys, I'm getting ready to get off this live stream, man. No, there ain't nobody getting to me dirty, Mike. I'm just having fun, man. I'm just having fun. They watching me, I ain't watching them. They listening at me, I ain't listening at them. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I just think everybody deserves a second chance. That's all I'm saying. All right, now. Yep, that's all I'm saying. Everybody deserves a second chance at life. Damn, that was weird as fuck. Get them out. That's right, cuz. That's what I do, man. I ain't got time for all that ignorant ass shit this morning. Come on my live and try to dictate nothing. I don't play them games. That part. The only one that can come on here. Yeah, appreciate that, Lily. I appreciate that. Nice day. I hope so, man, to get this damn car fixed. I got to get this car fixed, man. I got to get this car fixed. Take Tylenol, Lily. Shit, you see? Send me a couple dollars to buy them. I get them while I'm here at Walmart because I'm just sitting around out here, man. It's hot, man. I just decided to get out and do a little walking. You know what I mean? Yeah. I ain't going to be on here much longer anyway. I'm about to get ready to get off in about 10 to 11 minutes. 10 minutes tops. Have a good day, sir. Yeah. While I block the hell out their ass too. That's why ain't none of them there. That's why I'm blocking the hell out of all of them. Playing them games. But yeah, guys, listen. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something before I end this live stream. You know, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this with all pure honesty. Colt Gray committed a crime. 4 people lost their lives. I got that. But I just strongly feel sending this kid to prison for life without parole was not the right thing to do. That's just my personal opinion. What state I'm in? I'm in Georgia right now. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who knows? You know what may happen. God may see fit, you know what I'm saying, to, give him a second chance. Donald Trump may be fit to give him another chance. Okay, that was up, Dirty Mike. I don't know, Lily. Boy, I smell them cigarettes, them shit stink. Damn. But yeah, I'm just sitting outside, guys. That's all I'm doing. I'm just sitting outside, man, on the bench right here. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing else to damn do. Just sitting out here relaxing. Yep, I'm just relaxing. B Killser, what's up? What's goody? I'm just out here relaxing, man. Getting ready to, hopefully somebody can donate for a good cause. If not, shit, I'm just about to hop up, you know what I mean? Who's Colt Gray? 16-year-old kid that just got sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, from Georgia. Shot up his school. As a result, 4 kids lost their lives. And basically what I'm saying is, yes, Colt Gray was wrong. Yes, Colt Gray deserved to serve time, but giving him life without parole, I just don't agree with that. Yeah, I know Georgia don't play, Texas don't play, Florida don't play. Luckily he went in one of those states because they would probably try to give him the death penalty. I'm just saying, I'm just a messenger. Failure is not an option. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Yeah, Ransom, I'm smoking crack and you sucking dick. How about that? How about that? Talk about that. Talk about that cock in your mouth right now. Reason? Talk about that cock in your mouth. Get that cock out your mouth. It's too early to have cocks in your mouth, bro. Needs serious help, not life jail time. He's a kid. That's it. That's it. Justin did a double execution the other day. I think that makes 27 executions this year in Florida. Man, they tearing Florida up, boy. Florida don't play no game, boy. They put that potassium in your ass down there. Good morning, blessings. What if it was your child that was killed? Man, I mean, of course I'm gonna want justice. Of course, we gonna want justice. But you want everybody to be given a second chance too that deserve it. Like I said, we talking about a kid. Georgia used to be a death penalty state. I mean, they still will give it to you now. They still will give it to you, but that kid is a juvenile. You know what I'm saying? If they would have gave that kid the death sentence, he would have got it overturned because he's a juvenile. The law prohibits giving a juvenile the death penalty. The 8th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution is cruel and unusual punishment. You know what I'm saying? And it falls up under the same statute and guidelines with the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which is due process. So you got to afford this kid proper due process. You know what I'm saying? So if they would have gave him death, they would have fucked the case up in its entirety because he would have got it overturned. There's been a lot of school shootings. Followers, they know what they're doing. I knew better at his age. Well, maybe Maybe you came up in a home and within a society that was different from Colt Gray. You never know what his upbringing was like. You would never know what he went through. Like you would never know. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Miss B. You would never know what his upbringings was like. Anything could have happened coming up as a kid. Misled, misguided. He could have been watching his parents do ABC, XYZ. You never know. I'm just saying, I'm just a messenger, man. A lot of people may not agree with my analysis or whatever, but I just strongly feel that a kid, 13 years old, kill someone, should still have the opportunity to have a second chance at life. The brain is not fully developed. And you got to think the parents done failed the kid. Society failed that kid. The internet, social media failed that child. So, let's look at it from that perspective. But it's each his own. Everybody have their own opinions and personal intakes, or whatever. It is what it is. Good morning. So I'm not tripping about none of that. Yes, I know you was bullied in school. Yeah, a lot of kids are bullied in school, man. Yeah, a lot of kids are being bullied in school. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another topic, that needs to be addressed. Kids being bullied in school. You're not finna, like I said, mine's gonna fight. Mine's gonna fight. Look up George Steen and Young. You know what? And that's sad. Dirty Mike. You know what, Dirty Mike? You are absolutely right. That was a black kid. He was executed in South Carolina for a crime that he didn't commit. Yep, for a crime. I know exactly who you talking about. 14-year-old black kid, man. And I seen that photo. When I seen that photo of him, bro, that shit hurt my heart, bro. I know exactly what you talking about. It's the person's fault, not society. Well, like I said, man, I understand what y'all saying and whatever. I'm getting ready to end this live stream. I appreciate y'all guys coming on, tapping in with me. Miss B, I appreciate you contesting what I had to say. I appreciate that. So with that being said, y'all stay tuned and stay locked in and just know and understand that Alicia, no, you good. You good. I don't never expect for moderators to always come on live when I come on live. I just, come on here to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. Ain't nothing too shabby, nothing too crazy. Justice was served. Hey, I notice every time I get ready to end my live stream, a lot of people's pop in. And it's not gonna. I appreciate y'all for coming on, but it's not gonna keep me on. I'm gonna get off. You know what I'm saying? That was terrible. Oh no, Alicia, just go back and watch the live stream. I got some this commentary up. I appreciate you tapping in. So y'all stay tuned and I get back